this lesson introducing you to the graphing calculator in order to find the line of best fit, scatter plots, making predictions using that line of best fit. So you want to take your time on reading this. If you do have a graphing calculator, you can follow along. If you don't, just kind of listen, take some notes, and then on the next example, I'm going to pull up my graphing calculator and we'll do a problem together. So step one, probably the biggest mistake students make is they forget to turn their diagnostic on. And you only have to do this once, and then your calculator will be set. So you have to turn your diagnostic on. So in order for us to do that, go ahead and turn your calculator on. You have to push the second button, and then the number 0. And what pops up is the catalog. And then you want to scroll down. It's going to start with the alphabetical. Scroll down for a while, and you're going to see this right here in the red. You want to get to where it says diagnostic on with your arrow key. You want to go ahead and push enter, and then enter again. Now you will not have to come back to this ever again if you own your own graphing calculator. That means your diagnostics are on. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and enter in our data points into our list. So the first step is we're going to go ahead and push the stat button to bring up this screen. And we're going to keep it on the edit mode. Now we're going to go ahead and enter in some numbers into our list. So if there is list numbers already in here, you'll want to clear it out. So you would arrow up, so to delete, you arrow up to the cursor that says list 1, and then clear and enter. And that'll delete out anything in the list. So now let's pretend we've entered in the first list all of our values for x. Then in our second list is all of our values for y. All right, now we're going to go ahead and prepare a scatter plot. So for us to be able to prepare a scatter plot, we have to push the second button and then stat plot. And we have to turn this little guy on. We have to make sure that our type of our calculator graphing is a scatter plot. And then these two things here are calling up list 1 and list 2. All right, if that's set to go, we're going to go ahead and be able to graph the data points. Now, to be able to fit the data points in, you're going to push zoom 9, which fits it into the appropriate screen. So now we look at, here's our screen of all of our data points graphed out. They're fitting in there. All right, now let's move on to calculating. We want to calculate that line of best fit. So if you remember y equals mx plus b, we want to find the slope and the y-intercept. In our calculator, it's going to look like this, y equals ax plus b. So in order for us to calculate it, we're going to go ahead and push the stat button. And then we're going to arrow to the right where it says calculate, and then we're going to type in, push down the fourth one. What that fourth number represents is linear regression, and it's in the form ax plus b. You want to include the parameters of list 1 and list 2. Now you will have the values for a and b in order to write the line of best fit. You can also find the correlation r. So here is y equals ax plus b. There's your a value. There's your b value. So as an equation, ax plus b, your a value represents your slopes, 11.7x. Your b value is your y-intercept, 193. And then there's two numbers, r squared and r. R is your correlation coefficient. Very strong R. Very, very close to 1. Now if you want to go ahead and graph that line of best fit, you simply just push the graph button, and it'll graph that line of best fit through those data points. You can now make predictions with the graphing calculator. So if we want to make a prediction of this value right here, you could use your trace button and arrow or type in the desired value so you can make predictions about that line of best fit.